You want to watch a guy who's willing to make a fool of himself in public just to prove a point to himself? Yeah, I want to watch that guy too. Is this real? And all I can say is abso-fucking-lutely, because that's the whole because that's the whole reason why I'm doing this. I've failed more times than I'd like to admit, and it's time to turn those failures around and become good and successful at something. You see, for 20 years, I was a coal miner. I sat in a truck staring at the coal walls for 12 and a half hours a day. And for a lot of those years, I was daydreaming about living a better life, about having the big house, the sports car, the jet skis, the boat, traveling first class around the world, living a life of luxury. I was also dreaming of winning the lotto, the big ones, the 100 millions. Funny thing is though, I never played lotto, so it was always just a dream. There was a funny saying that we used to have in the mining game amongst us miners. It was, he who dies with the most toys win. And that was why I was always dreaming about those things, about having all the toys. And I reckon that I probably stayed in the mining industry for 10 years too long. And I know why I stayed. It was because of the money. So about 5 years ago, I did quit. I resigned my position. I sold my house, I sold my car, I quit my job, and I moved to Europe. And I kind of just thought that life would continue on, like in my dream. I would move to Europe, I would explore, I would just, money wouldn't be a problem, didn't have to really think about making a living. But I soon realized that I still needed money coming in if I was going to be spending all that money. So I started to think, what can I do? And I thought, I'm good. I've got some life experiences. I discovered life coaching, and I thought I would probably be pretty good at that because I can talk to people and share experiences and get people to actually go and chase their dream like I was chasing mine. So I spent a lot of money and a lot of energy and time learning and becoming a life coach, only to find out that I had no marketing skills. I didn't know how to actually get clients. So spent a lot of time doing that for it just to get nowhere. So then once that got nowhere, I moved on to the next thing, which was shop on demand. I saw some videos on that and people were saying how easy it is to make money on shop on demand. All you need to do is go to Canva, you do this, you do that, connect this to that, and then start watching the money roll in. And they would show people making, selling 1 million products, making a couple of $1 million, and it was really easy. I thought, I can do that. Again, turned out I couldn't do that. So no sales, no visits to the page, because I didn't know how to I didn't know how to market once again. I had no business being in the online world, I thought. So then I thought, well, that didn't work. Let's move on to the next thing. So on and so on. Eventually I decided I'm going to invest my money. If I can't make money online, I'll give it to somebody else who can make money and I'll live off the dividends. Well, that turned out to be a scam, so I lost that money. And then I started getting into crypto. So I invested some money into crypto and then investing money into crypto, and I thought I could be a trader. I'm going to learn to become a day trader. So again, I invested more money into courses and spent time learning how to become a trader, put my money in, and wow, did I lose a lot of money there trying to trying to work that out. And it wasn't so much about the money that I lost during those trading things. It was actually more of a problem with my mental health. I found that I was very worried and very nervous and living in that space all the time, not trusting the process, not trusting anything, because every time I'd put a trade on, well, not every time, but most of the times I'd lose money on trades. And I'm still holding on to hope because I'd see other people and people in the course that I was in and the groups that I was in, they say, Don't expect to make money out of this straight away. You've got to learn how to do it. That's very hard when you keep losing money and you know that there's no money coming in and all you're doing is seeing your bank account drain. It's just a mental drain on you, really. And I couldn't take that anymore. You become very down on yourself, thinking, I got to make money, I got to make money. What am I going to do? Everything I'm doing is failing. So here I am. I'm 45 years old and I'm broke. I spent 20 years building a nest egg, buying a house, cars, saving money, and I've blown through the whole lot in 5 years. It's not a good feeling. So this is my new reality, and I'm starting a YouTube channel to document that. Not to document my past failures, but to use my past failures to move forward. Because I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, I've watched a lot of documentaries, I've read a lot of books and motivational speeches, and even though I understand what they're saying, I don't really feel like they're talking to me. I feel like most of these people sort of have a background in this. They've come from some sort of creative background or business background, and it comes more natural to them. It doesn't feel very natural to me. I only really started watching YouTube when I quit my job, because working 16 hours a day, you just don't have that time to really understand anything. You just want to eat and go to sleep so you can get up the next day and do it all over again. That's kind of why I wanted to do this YouTube channel, because I wanted to talk to those people, like the people like me, who understands this and has the same questions and thoughts that I have about how can I do this? You don't understand. I don't have time to do this. So that's why I'm doing it. How I got to this point to realizing this is what I want to do and this is the story I want to tell is, funnily enough, came from YouTube. You see, yesterday I was going through YouTube looking for something to watch, and I come across this podcast, and the title was sort of interesting. The guy looked pretty interesting, and his name was Sean Puri. He's telling a story about when he was at rock bottom, and he's throwing himself this pity party, and he's watching an episode of Seinfeld, and this episode really spoke to him. Now he's talking about Seinfeld, and I'm like very much more interested, because Seinfeld, one of the funniest shows ever made. And the scene that he's talking about is when there's George, Jerry, and Elaine in a diner. And George is talking about how his life is a failure. And the waitress shows up and takes his order and says, "The usual, George, tuna on toast?" And George is nodding away, yeah. And then he's like, no, actually, tuna on toast is what got me to this miserable life. No more, I don't want it. I want the complete opposite to tuna on toast. I want a chicken salad. Thinking about that episode, I remember the episode, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty funny. Sean goes and talks about how that episode made him realise that what he had done to fail got him to fail, and he needs to do the complete opposite to be a success. And that dawned on me. I made the realisation that everything that I've done in the past 5 years has led me to where I am now. It wasn't the first 20 years, it was just the last 5 years. And so I started to think, what did I do in the last 5 years? Or what didn't I do in the last 5 years? Why did I fail at so many things? And I thought about it for a sec, and I remembered when I quit mining, I said, I'm not doing this no more, never again. I wasn't wanting to do the 16-hour days. I wasn't willing to get up and commit myself every single day. I'd retired, and that's how I treated life. I just dabbled in things. I never really committed to them. I never put any real effort into them. I just dabbled because that's what retired people do. And in my mind, I'd retired. As soon as I quit my job, I had quit. I was just going to live my life. No more work. So By watching that podcast with Sean, he'd made me realize that that's what I had done. Now I needed to unretire. But how and what? What was going to be my next project? How was I going to turn this around? I was void of all ideas. I didn't know what I was going to do. So all these thoughts were running through my mind at the time. Still watching this podcast. And then he drops another bit of knowledge. And he talks about a time when he was speaking to Mr. Beast. And Mr. Beast is talking about all the people that come up to him and always asking him for advice. And his response to those people are always the same thing. Go and make 100 videos. But in each video, improve one thing. Immediately I realized he was talking about the 1% rule. The 1% rule is where you just improve 1% each day. So now I had two bits of knowledge. I needed to be the opposite, and I also need to improve just a little bit each day. So that's where this YouTube channel was born. I want to start from zero and each day become 1% better. Now I want to share that with people. I don't want to be the success story talking about the time that I failed. I want to document it all the way along and show people step by step what it's like, what it looks like to improve just 1% each day. To take it further, to use the 100 videos that Mr. Beast was talking about, I thought, I'll do this over 100 days. I'll commit to the next 100 days. And then I thought, well, 100 days, that's a bit generic. Everyone says 100. Let's do 101. So I want to commit for the next 101 days to become 101% better than what I am today. Sounds kind of crazy. I think the crazy part is to continue on doing what I was doing, because my only option is to go back out and get a job and work for somebody else. And I don't want to do that. I want to do something extraordinary. I want more for myself. And that's my chicken salad. Actually having the guts to record this video, because I didn't want to do this. This was something that I resisted for 5 years. And that's why most of those online ventures that I wanted to take failed. It was because I didn't want to put the work in. I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to put myself out there. So day by day, I'll be sharing this journey. Here on YouTube, I plan on making 2 videos a week, Monday and Fridays. The rest will be on other social media platforms. I plan on doing short form content to show you what I do each day and the struggles. I'm not here to be the next Mr. Beast, but it is nice to think that I could be. But the real reason that I'm here is that I need to do this for myself. I'm being selfish. I want to record this for myself. And who knows, maybe some people will watch it and it'll resonate with them enough and they'll say, oh yeah, I can do that too. Maybe it's time for me to chase my dream. Or maybe you're just watching this for the pure entertainment. I want to watch this train wreck. And that's fine too. Happy to entertain. Because look, I'm not your typical content creator. I'm just some guy from Australia who used to work in the mines. But there is one thing that I do believe, that my words do have some meaning behind them. That's the thing that I want to really improve on during these 101 days. And that's why I want to speak on camera every day, because I want to actually drill down. I want to become more professional. I want to become better at articulating my thoughts and, conveying them to people, because I tend to waft. I get off track easily. It's rather embarrassing to say that, but that's the truth. So I don't have any fancy equipment. I'm really just starting with the basics. I have 3 things going for me. I have my phone, I have myself, and I have my secret weapon, which really I'm excited to tell you guys about, but I really want to dive into it. So I'm going to make a whole video just talking about this MVP of mine, because it really has changed my life and it's changed the direction so fast for me. Can't wait to tell you guys about it. Next video, check it out.